What do you mean no?
Nope.
God damn it.
Recording?
Hello.
We almost just had the first soda explosion on the podcast. I stopped it though.
Nice.
Just like Keanu Reeves on that bus.
Yeah.
Actually, wasn't it, what was that movie with Keanu Reeves and Morgan Freeman where they actually did Cold Fusion?
Oh,
yeah.
47 Ronin.
Yeah.
You know, Cold Fusion is also, I think, the original programming language of Facebook. No. Or is that...
BJ.
Maybe it was
BJ. No one cares.
No!
Nice. Okay, are we going to introduce ourselves or do we
I
not
don't
do
give
that
a
anymore?
Who are you?
My name is Jesse goddamn motherfucking Yannell. And that's Mark Stanley motherfucking Pennington.
Yeah.
Who am I?
You're BJ. And the bear.
Rawr! Wait, one in the same?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You're BJ and the bear.
DJ and the bear. And I'm drinking Chick-fil-A because this is not Sunday.
Yeah. Drinking Chick-fil-A. You got a chicken sandwich like puree to put into that thing.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I'd like extra gravy with that.
Well, I mean, you know, when you're on the run.
Have we ever talked about the fact that every time you do a voice, it's always a southern voice?
I do those really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. But
And
just
why
funny.
is that?
Like, if you do it like a French voice and be like, hey, man, you got any beer?
Wee, motherfucker.
Another Family Guy episode where Peter made fun of that. He's, like, learning French. It was a cutaway, and he's, like, learning French, and then they teach him how to say yes. And he's like, oh, man, that's great. I'll be right back, and we're going to go take a wicked yes.
I haven't watched Family Guy in a long time.
And I just got the email saying that Season 12 is now on Netflix.
I did rewatch.
We're sponsored by Netflix, right? No, we're not.
I did
No,
watch.
not at all.
I'm rewatching on a Netflix. Bob's Burger.
I love it. I've already watched through all the seasons twice.
I love that
They're
show.
so good.
Yeah, they're really good. I love the whole interaction between the father and Gene.
Yes.
When he when Gene's going out with that girl that sucks on her necklace.
Yes.
And they're outside the movie theater. That whole interaction was just insane.
Yeah, that's good. My favorite guy is the landlord guy, or
Oh.
Mr. Fishoder. That whole character is incredible.
Mr. Fisher.
I love how they just introduced him like the first time they introduced him with no backstory other than this guy just walked in with an eye patch.
Yeah, they didn't even say who he was.
and a cape.
Yeah.
And then and then his name, fish odor. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's fucking hilarious.
Oh.
The other character I really like, and I didn't notice it the first time I watched it, but Gene's keyboard is practically a character in the show.
Yeah. Didn't also, like, solve a crime one episode where he ended up recording something.
Yeah.
It was actually
keyboard?
Tina
That's
Yeah.
hit the record button.
Yeah.
Are you gonna pass out over there? You're just like, yeah. Are you okay, buddy? Like,
Yeah. I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Are you doing okay?
I'm fucking.
Because you don't.
He's
you
on
don't- you
vacation
don't-
this week.
Yeah, I'm on vacation. Fuck you.
Way to take a vacation
I mean,
before
if it-
the actual holiday.
If it
Like,
wasn't
what a
if it
dumbass.
wasn't winter, he'd
But I'm
probably be
taking a
wearing
vacation
like.
on the holiday too.
See,
Slacker.
this man is full of vacations.
Yeah, I'm vacationing the fuck out of life. Fuck you.
Yeah, this is my vacation life.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming there are others.
No,
So have you watched any of that Black Mirror yet?
not yet. I
God,
haven't
we
had
wanted
a
to talk
chance
about
Dude, I want to talk about it anyway. I don't really care. I love that show.
I'll eventually. It was the same thing with Breaking Bad. I listened to you guys talk about that, and then
This is as
and
good.
watched it.
Well, the first episode, it's an anthology series.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
But when you watch the first episode, I mean, at least for me, I was unaware that I was watching an anthology. So I wasn't sure in that first episode whether these were going to be recurring characters, or...
And they're not.
And they're not. It's just like that one episode and then...
It's like Twilight Zone, Outer Limits, Tales from the Dark Side kind of style, where every
sweet.
episode is like a new thing.
But
I like
the first episode, like about 2/3 of the way through it, I was like, well, this has got to be an anthology because there is
Yeah.
no way.
There's nowhere you could go from the end of that episode.
No way. I mean, the whole dynamic of what's going on in the plot in the first episode is insane.
Yeah.
And the thing that's great about it is they do it from the production value because it's a political thing. It involves the Prime Minister of England. And they very faithfully recreated the production value of House of Cards and other political shows like that. Except the premise of this episode is insane.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it because if like me and Jesse mentioning what it's actually about would totally spoil it for anyone.
In the
who
first
hasn't watched
5
it.
minutes of the first 5 minutes of the episode, I was like, "Wait, what did they just say?" It's like,
but it's about like future tech,
right, and how it affects our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the thing that's great about the first episode is the whole episode is basically about Twitter and how Twitter literally dictates what happens in this episode to a horrific degree.
Yeah.
Because there's one moment where something's not going to happen because Twitter says that's unacceptable.
Yeah, like why the fuck would anyone do that? Like,
yeah, and then and nothing really changes. But then the next minute, Twitter says, "Yeah, you're going to have to do that," and you're just like, "Oh, fuck!" I can't believe this is actually about to happen.
And the thing I like about it, first of all, it was written by Charlie Brooker, who specializes in that kind of thing. He's like an amazing British writer for TV. And by
is
the
it
way,
a British show?
Yeah, it's very British.
Sweet.
The fucking he did a show called Nathan Barley years ago that I think It's a Crime is not on Netflix yet because you in particular would fucking love that show.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you'd like it. It's
He's
a good
saying
show.
you love the Brits,
But
you Brit lover.
Like the first episode of Black Mirror, it's great because it takes a situation that is typically like very absurd and crazy and
kind of funny.
Like you'd think it would be like part of like some kind of slapstick comedy if someone just described it to you, but then they do it completely straight,
unironically. They play it straight.
Yeah,
like it's not. There are no laughs in it at all.
No, it's very bleak.
But at the same time, it's also hilarious. And then the second episode is equally mind-blowing in a completely different way. Like,
it's the first two episodes basically they don't even take place in different. It's not just a different story; it takes place in a different reality. Like it's like a totally different thing. But like the second episode is cool because when I lived over in the UK, shows like fucking like Big Brother and X Factor, like they kind of like dominate the culture.
Really?
Kind of similar to the way it is here, but honestly, arguably even more so.
Like
you see it like everywhere.
The American versions of those are like Real World and Road Rules and stuff like that.
Yeah,
right?
pretty much.
Are there shows even on the air?
What's that? No, the American versions are like American Idol. And there's actually an American Big Brother, but it's not even like half as popular as the UK one. Or at least when I lived there. I don't know about
But
that.
actually, wasn't
Brother
American Idol and Big Brother actually American versions of British shows?
Yeah, well, American Idol was a version of
Top of the Pop.
It might have been a version of X Factor.
I thought it was a version of that.
Because that Simon
Cowell
Cowell guy, like he did British shows first because he's British, and then American Idol was like his American thing.
And then Americans learned to hate him.
Yeah. I think didn't Simon Cowell once like win like an award for being like the least eco-conscious celebrity of all time or something like that? He's a bad guy.
He's kind of a bastard, and for some reason people love to hate him, but also people because they hate him love him. If that makes any sense.
Oh yeah, well fucking American Idol.
It's the celeb
awesome.
worship. Even though you're the worst person on earth, people will love you.
Oh yeah,
because you're rich and famous.
That fucking American Idol panel of judges with like Randy Jackson and Paula Abdul and Simon Cowell was a real fucking Hall of Legends. Like that was
what's the other one that has Howard Stern and
I don't know. I don't watch any of that.
What's his name from Bobby's World?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really keep up with this shit.
Bald germaphobe dude from what's his name? I don't know.
Oh, Howie Mandel.
Yeah, Howie Mandel. It was Howard Stern, Howie Mandel, and
Oh, that was like America's
Ozzy's
Got
wife.
Talent or something, wasn't it?
Sharon Osbourne.
God, I hate her.
She's a fucking awful person.
They're all pretty awful people.
I like Howard Stern.
Yeah, well, yeah, Howard's good.
Well, Howard's the only one that is actually honest about being like the way he is.
I've been watching it. I don't have satellite radio, but before he went over to satellite, I listened to his morning show a lot.
Because the man brought him down.
Well, because we never had that shit in Texas, so I didn't listen to it there. But I listened to it a lot. I listened to it for 3 or 4 years, maybe a little longer here. But I've been watching a lot of YouTube clips. And it's interesting. Like, I went back, and I did this recently just because I never thought that I could do it. But it was actually interesting because the day of 9/11, I was driving to work listening to Howard Stern, and I wasn't watching TV, and I caught from the time the first plane crashed till the second tower fell was my commute into work. And they have that on YouTube, and I went back and listened to it, and it was insane. Like, because of, like, it brought back, like, imagine hearing something that really, like, I remember almost very vividly, what happened on that show and that day, and then, like, to just go back and listen to it again, like, it was really kind of weird and disturbing, but it was like going back and reliving that moment for me, and it was pretty intense.
Yeah, I can imagine.
What are you doing?
Gum.
Could you look less interested in what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
probably.
You motherfucker. Yeah, probably.
I could dial it down a notch.
Very easily.
But me and Mark actually recorded something, but us talking about Bill Cosby, and but I think we can probably just talk about it here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, Bill Cosby. Yeah. Wait, hold on.
What a
Good conversation, guys. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, Bill Cosby.
yeah. Don't drink anything he gives you.
Probably a good idea.
Don't take Jello pops.
Pop.
No, I just think he's kind of a dick. I think Bill Cosby's kind of a dick.
Is he?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Leonard Part 6?
Yeah. Unfortunately. Ghost Dad too.
Oh.
Yeah, I've seen Ghost Dad. Yeah.
But which is worse? I think Leonard Part 6 might be.
Yeah.
Because that also had the woman from the woman that played the second, or no, the first, I don't know, one of the oracles from the Matrix.
Yeah.
She was like the crazy vegetarian lady that had the dancing minions.
I do like the premise of that movie where you start a series of movies off in what would be the 6th movie in the series, but it's the first movie. I mean,
like Star Wars?
well, but I think that the premise of that premise is funny to me, and there was really no reason that movie had to suck that bad.
Yeah.
There really is no reason why. You know that the reason I saw that movie for the first time was because it was on television, and it was because Bill Cosby has recently
Raped a lot of women.
But besides that,
Yeah.
the copyright or
Drugged them.
something to do with the ownership
Of drugs.
anyway.
Yeah. So yeah.
So something to do with-
You're done. Anyway. Just
Something to do with the ownership of the television rights had run up, and that's why I was able to see it on television. But apparently, I read on the IMDb site under the trivia is that when that movie came out,
Of the closet.
Bill Cosby purchased all of the television rights as to make sure that it would never be shown on television.
Wow.
You watched it on TV.
Because I'm assuming eventually that, he lost the rights to it. Or somebody finally purchased it from him for more than he ran out of drug money and somebody bought the rights for him.
Yeah.
What do you think about Bill Cosby?
I mean, the shit that's in the news right now
That's
is
that
pretty...
black guy
it's
with the
pretty-
yogurt, right?
Oh my God! Would you shut up?
DJ, you're totally fucking up her shit, man. Like, Jesus Christ.
I'll just sip my chicken sandwich puree.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's pretty fucked up. I mean, it's kind of weird because I kind of grew up like a lot of people did. I mean, especially from my
people
generation.
from my generation and like
Yeah.
my parents' generation. I don't know about the current generation if they have Bill Cosby in context, because in my generation he was an icon,
Yeah.
and not just an icon of he put out like one of the most legendary comedy albums of all time.
Yeah.
And then,
I mean, he was a fucking, like, he was like a media god, you know? He's
Well, not
like
just a
fucking,
media
he's
god,
just
but
Michael he's like fucking Michael Jackson, you know? Like, that was like what he was like in the media when I was growing up, you know? Like, the Cosby Show was one of the biggest shows on TV. You know, the Jello thing was big. My parents had, my dad had a few of his old comedy albums, for what I remember.
He also did that show, Kids Say the Darndest Things.
Yeah, that did happen, didn't it? I mean, I had a bunch of his comedy albums.
Fat
too,
Albert, he did Fat Albert. I mean, he did.
That was a good show. Yeah, I mean, he was like, he was like fucking. He was basically like a media god. You know, he was
rock
all
star.
over the place. You know, but like the shit that just came out. I mean, like he hasn't been charged with anything, but if that many people are saying that he did the exact same thing to them, it's probably true. Like, it's almost definitely true.
Well, and one of the things that we talked about when we talked about it the first time, I don't know if his behavior is that of someone who's guilty, being defensive, or someone who's innocent, having these allegations and just not knowing how to react to it. I do know that his behavior is that of an asshole.
Yeah, which is what honestly that's what his public persona has been for fucking ever now. Basically, yeah. I mean, for the last decade or more,
It's about 15 years.
He hasn't been a very likable person in the media. You know, from basically, I remember reading an interview with them or seeing something on TV where he was basically going off on black parents for not naming their kids Christian names and saying that you're basically dooming your children to being criminals if you name them things like Jamal and shit like that. It was really fucked up, and basically telling everyone that they shouldn't be wearing baggy pants because it presents a bad image. You know, just it was just really fucked up and really kind of, it was entirely just someone who is so rich that he's completely lost touch with what the actual world is like. You know, like fucking Madonna or someone like that. That's the vibe I got from that.
But she's the ray of light.
Yeah, that's a good album too.
Or, yeah.
I had that album. I got it as a gift from someone.
I still remember that music video.
Yeah.
Creeped me the hell out.
Not that Madonna said anything ignorant on that level, but she definitely seems like she lost touch with
Madonna
Rihanna.
rape?
What's that?
How many people did Madonna rape?
Well, there was that kiss on one of the music awards. Is that rape?
No.
I don't really know what rape is.
No, I mean, Madonna, she always just struck me as someone that's kind of lost touch with reality. So fucking, Bill Cosby's comments just struck me as, a guy who's completely lost touch with what actual people are like.
There were two instances of his that made it into the media that, like that thing that happened with that girl who came out and said that I think Bill Cosby may be my father. And, he basically just paid her off and she went away, but and my reaction to that at the time was I don't care who you are, if you're a good person and a fully grown adult woman comes, you may be my father, and that reaction to it is kind of an asshole. I can't imagine not at least wanting to have a conversation with that person.
Or finding out if that's the truth.
And I believe that it was true.
Yeah. Then the fucking thing with Wanda Lewis, where he was...
Wanda Sykes.
Or Sykes. Who's Wanda Lewis again?
I have no idea.
that is someone, I think. But Wanda
what happened
Sykes,
with Wanda Sykes?
That she was hosting this award show, and she was going around talking to people on microphone, and she went up to Bill Cosby, and he just jumped on her for not speaking proper English.
Huh.
Why would I talk to you when you don't speak English or something like that?
Yeah, but I mean, she just has a southern accent, I mean, it's not like she's difficult to understand. He was just being an asshole.
Yeah, so I think he's an asshole. You know, and I think that, and the two things that I heard on YouTube that I didn't know when I talked about it the first time is one of the women that have recently come out since, and I think we should talk about the Hannibal Buress part of this too at some point.
Because honestly, that played a gigantic role.
That's
the
the catalyst of what's going on now is what happened in Philly with Hannibal Buress. But Janice Dickinson came out and described what happened to her. But there was something that happened 6 years ago with her, and this is one of the things talking about Howard Stern. Like I went back, or Howard Stern, after this Bill Cosby stuff happened recently, went back and listened to an interview that he had done with Janice Dickinson 6 years ago, where she mentions it, and it was pretty enlightening to what's going on now, to what she said. And she said, because she had written this book and she was very explicit about some famous people that she had had sex with in the book. So Howard Stern asked her if there was anybody that she had been with that she didn't write in the book, and she said, and I don't know if he brought it out of her or what happened, but basically Bill Cosby, like she had said that she had had sex with Bill Cosby. And she was like, well, why didn't you put that in the book? And she goes, because my lawyers and the publishers wouldn't. I did write it. My lawyers and the publishers wouldn't allow me, or wouldn't allow it into the book because of legal reasons. And he was like, well, what do you mean? And he goes, well, he's so rich and so influential that if anything like that ever gets mentioned, his lawyers just shut it down before it gets into the press.
Yeah.
And she goes, and I was basically, she was just told that there's no way that would ever be allowed to go into print.
Which incidentally,
and then he goes, Howard Stern goes, well, what are we talking about? And she goes, all I can say about it is Bill Cosby is not a very nice guy. And I was like, wow, that's pretty but I think that speaks to a reason. Like every time this comes up, people always go, well, all these women coming out, why are they coming out now? Well, now you kind of know.
Yeah.
That if any
there
of
was there was a writer on the Cosby Show that pretty much came out and said it was true recently, didn't he? But he was also told that he was paid money to keep quiet, and shit like that.
The other thing though that speaks to Bill Cosby's image and his real character is, and I forget the guy's name, but he's on Saturday Night Live. He's kind of a heavy black guy.
Teresa O'Neill.
No. he played in the Fat Albert movie.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
And I don't know the guy's name.
It's either Keenan or Kel.
But he was on Howard Stern.
From all that on Nickelodeon.
He was on Howard Stern.
It's either Keenan or Kel. Jesus Christ. We're all.
They did that burger movie.
Oh my God.
Good
that
burger.
guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was saying
two guys,
he was saying that after he had gotten the role.
They're the same guy.
Yeah. After he had gotten the role Fat Albert, before he had done Saturday Night Live, I believe, that he actually, he met Bill Cosby for the first time, and it's him, Bill Cosby, and this writer in this room, and Bill Cosby goes, so you're about to become really famous. You're going to need 2 dicks to deal with all the pussy you're about to get. And I was just like, whoa, Bill Cosby's like that's
the guy that was fucking calling out Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, or whoever for saying the N-word was saying that shit to him.
Well, not only that, but I think that he's so anal about this image that he's put forth in the media, in TV and entertainment, that's not the real guy. That's the guy.
Yeah,
who's going around drugging and raping.
There's no one who portrays that type of clean-cut image that doesn't have some crazy shit going on behind the scenes.
Unless it's Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers is the exception. Yeah, Mr. Rogers is.
Wasn't he a Marine sniper?
Was he?
I think so.
Okay, that's his edge.
Yeah, I think he killed shitloads of people.
But
I don't know if that's true.
Mr. Rogers.
Trolling.
Mr. Rogers shouldn't even have been mentioned in this conversation because he's one of those people that you'll never hear anyone say anything bad about. And when you talk to people from Pittsburgh, they'll always talk about good experiences with Mr. Rogers.
You know who also is a really awesome dude and is genuinely straight up about everything they do and is an entertainer is Weird Al.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard he's a great guy. Yeah, one time in Pittsburgh, someone stole Mr. Rogers' car, and once they found it was his, they put it back with a note saying, "Sorry, I didn't realize it was yours."
I remember hearing about that.
You know, I think the interesting thing though, and this relates to Black Mirror,
Dude,
is how. Oh. Sorry. but how like Twitter and social media is like the defining factor in this event. You know, in the sense that, like, I heard like one of those.
He did that meme thing.
Well, that I heard like some Sunday morning pundits on like some news show talking about like the big difference between like 12 to 15 years ago when these allegations came out the first time versus now is that social media is so unforgiving with stuff like this.
Once it's on the internet, you can't take it back.
it wasn't even half as crazy as it is now back then.
No.
I mean, back then there was I think it was a group of don't quote me on this because I can't remember exactly what happened, but it was like 12 women or something like that, and they basically were all paid off.
Well, yeah, but the way media and the flow of information worked back then, he was really able to buy his way out.
Yeah,
of it.
it was really
and he was
easy.
able to just shut it down.
Yeah, nowadays it doesn't happen. Like
And
it takes a video by a comedian who has nothing to do with anything that happened, just talking about it, that basically sparked this entire frenzy, and then like people coming out that had never come out about it before and stuff like that.
It's insane.
It's crazy.
But the other thing too, like that,
We can make things happen, people.
Well, but
the internet.
It was Hannibal Buress that started it, but the thing that really kept it going is, and I read this thing on, I think it was Movie Plots, the website, where they were, somebody just got up and said, "What happened to publicists? like didn't they know? Like with this with what's going on now, with what happened with these rape allegations, putting up a sponsored meme contest with Bill Cosby's picture on Twitter was just going to be disastrous." And this woman was basically saying, "I've worked in the publicity, industry as a publicist," and she goes, "I don't understand how these people," and she pointed out a couple of other instances where shit like that has happened, not to the degree that it took Bill Cosby down a bunch, but like this has happened before. Like publicists just don't understand how that shit works, but like it doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure out rape allegations. Oh, let's do a meme contest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty crazy, man. I mean, yeah, or just it's insane. And that NPR interview where
That's the other thing. The other thing.
Like the guy comes out and he's like, "Look, I don't even really want to ask this question, but this is an interview with you, and I have to ask it." And he asks him what he thinks about all the allegations, and he's like, "You're shaking your head no." And like he just was sitting there not answering.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's I don't know if that's behavior one way or the other of him being guilty or innocent,
or so angry that he's being accused of stuff he didn't do that he didn't want to say anything.
But I do think it's behavior of an asshole.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
And Scott Simon, who did that interview, is one of the best interviewers ever.
Yeah.
Gave him an out. Said, "Look,
it's your time. I'm giving you a platform to address this. You can address it
however you want."
Exactly.
And he's just, so you're shaking your head no.
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing I'd like to ask, if I was Scott Simon at that moment, I would have looked straight at his wife at that point. How many times has he drugged and raped you? Because if he's actually doing this, that's the only way someone like that can get off.
Yeah.
Like how many times has he drugged you and you've woken up?
I mean, honestly, there's just too much consistency in the stories dating back to like the 70s for it to not.
Well,
be
the thing with Janice
true.
Dickinson, the other thing she pointed out was that he was an expert at preying on women that were in and out of rehab. Like that was one of the things. That was one of his MOs for because a lot of the women. And I don't know if you get this now, but a lot of the women, when this happened, in the 70s and 80s and maybe even earlier, were really young, and he was hanging out with them and flying them around the country under the pretense of mentoring them. Like him being older and more established, and him trying to help them out. And a lot of these women had substance abuse problems, and he was really just drugging and raping them. And it's insane. Yeah. And if it's true, that pathology of drugging and raping somebody, I mean, that's even beyond like physical rape. That is the complete, because rape is like a dominance thing, like overpowering something. The concept of actually raping somebody and drugging them first to completely dominate them, that's a very specific pathology.
Yeah.
And because you're talking about somebody that since the 60s has been famous enough to just walk out the door and snap his fingers and get laid.
Yeah.
You know, for a good 3 or 4 decades, he was famous enough to just walk out and go, da-da! And, you know, but the fact that, you know, if these allegations are true, and again, if they're true, the pathology of drugging somebody before you rape them is insane. I mean, that's insanity.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, if it's true, man, that's pretty sick.
Yeah. Pretty fucked up.
I mean, it's like Leonardo DiCaprio. You know, that guy just broke up with his girlfriend and walked out of a club with 20 women. You know, that's in the media. Everyone's bitching. I mean, that we're talking about famous people. You know, when you're at the level of fame that Bill Cosby was back then, you could literally go into a club and walk out with every girl in the club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so the concept that you would want to drug and rape somebody, that's insane.
That's pretty
I could
fucked up.
have you under your own volition, but I don't want you like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to say.
That's what it is.
Any one of those, I guarantee you, 95 to 99 to 100% of those women probably would have slept with him willingly. You know, like without a doubt. You know, like they're...
Unless they found out that he was in fact an asshole. We have 2 emails that are not real emails.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit.
Are they about Bill Cosby?
No.
That would be awesome.
The first one is from Rosie Fiore.
Bill Cosby?
No.
Did she get raped by Bill Cosby?
You won
Dude.
7.5 million. Reply for claim.
Okay, are you going to reply?
I was thinking about it.
No.
But apparently we won 7.5 million.
Oh,
It doesn't
sweet.
say of what.
Yeah.
Oh my
You
God.
won 7.5
What are we supposed to
million
do with
thumbtacks.
7.5 chinchillas?
Exactly.
How do you
why I
get
didn't
0.5 of a chinchilla?
I don't... I'm assuming crating damage.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. and the second one is another person asking
That means
for
you started out at 8 million, and in transit, 500,000 chinchillas died. And they just factored that into the amount.
Yeah.
Well, there's no way we're going to be able to get a solid 8 million there. But statistically, we can get between 7.5 and 8 million. Because, let's just say...
we don't have the best packaging.
Yeah!
I love chinchillas.
So the second email is another one asking for our assistance.
Oh, shit. We're like superheroes. People just come to us.
Lulzim Dermaku.
I live in a town out west, and my grandfather has oil on his, underneath the farm that this corporation wants to steal from underneath us, and we need a team of people driving a black and red van to come out here and shoot a bunch of people, but not actually hit them with bullets, just more at them, like the A-Team. Or Knight Rider. Knight Rider can sleep in his car as his car drives into town and get out with the leather jacket and solve everyone's problem and drive off into the sunset.
Yeah.
So the next email is from Lulzim Dermaku.
You gotta stop.
Do you like that name?
Jesse, stop.
Knight Rider.
Mr. Feeney. The voice of Knight Rider is Mr. Feeney.
Yeah. I know that. Does he know that?
I do know.
Boy Meets World? Mr. Feeney?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that guy is the
Mr.
voice of Knight
Feeney.
Rider.
Yeah.
Want to know my favorite episode of Boy Meets World?
The one with the girl with the big tits?
No. The one where they figure out that if you carry a guitar case around school, you look cool. So they carried guitar cases around, but they didn't have guitars in them. It was their lunch.
Oh, yeah.
But then some like girl they fancied wanted them to play like the school dance, but they didn't know how to play guitar. And then what was the one that didn't have Chia Pet hair? The one that
didn't have Chia Pet hair.
Okay, anyway, he ditched Corey, which was the main dude, and he ended
Fred
up
Savage's brother.
Yeah, he ended up getting up on stage.
Fred Savage is also a famous TV director now. He directs a lot of episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and shows
Oh, wow.
like that. Yeah, Fred Savage. Who knew?
But he got up on stage and
His
did the
brother's
name
apparently,
game.
Apparently, his brother's just a slacker.
He doesn't do anything
Doesn't
anymore?
do anything anymore. It just dreams about those tits on that girl.
Topanga.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say that.
I was. Anyway, the second email is from Lulzim Dermaku. Anyway, he says, I want to sue a company for a breach of contract. An experienced attorney is needed. It will be ideal if you contact me for additional information in the event that you can offer assistance. Thank you, Lulzim Dermaku.
Okay, let's get Fusco, hardcore attorney at law.
This is Fusco, hardcore attorney at law. How may I help you, sir?
He'd like to help you with that.
I'd like to help you with
Let's
that.
get Rob. Where is Rob tonight?
Rob is... Oh, he said tonight or last night is nerd night, he was saying.
Oh, yeah, tonight. No, it was tonight that was nerd night. Last
Chess
night
night.
was nerd night. Yeah.
Rob Fusco is nerding out with chess.
He loves chess. Probably kick my ass at chess. Hey, Rob.
I suck at chess.
Me too.
You suck at chess?
I lose at chess better than anyone who
Ever?
ever.
But you don't win.
You want? We should play a game of chess and see who can lose the worst.
I could probably beat you. I mean, I'm not bad, but I'm not like great, and I never play. When I played a lot,
I think I played Dave. We had like a travel chess set on tour once, and I played Dave, and he... I don't want to say it. I was going to say he mated me in 2 moves. But that's wrong.
Did you have Dave's baby? Are you the father of Dave's baby?
No, I'm the mommy.
Huh. Wow. I don't need a suppository.
Put it in your butt.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, take that.
Man down!
So what have you seen any movies, BJ?
No. I've been busy.
So who do you think's going to win the Oscar? Michael Keaton or Jake Jiggling Balls?
I still have not seen
I said
Nightcrawler.
He didn't say anything.
And he knew exactly what I was talking about.
Jake
I still have
Jiggling
not
Balls.
seen Nightcrawler or Birdman.
You really need to see both.
You got to see both of them. They're really good. Birdman's incredible.
That's
That's honestly the best movie I've seen all year.
Well, I think Nightcrawler was insane. I
was
really
great,
like
too.
Nightcrawler
I
too.
do like Insane.
Yeah, so it's a toss up between those two for best actor. But Michael Keaton, like, I mean, who would have known? He would have known that he would have came like, you know, it's just such a good comeback for him. It's like definitely his best role ever. Like
Since
he's incredible.
Batman?
Yeah.
What about Multiplicity?
Duh.
Yeah.
What about that snowman movie he did?
Oh, Jack Frost?
No,
Which is why he didn't do Batman 3.
That was pretty good. That was fucking awesome.
Wasn't he a snowman? He was
Yeah.
he was like killed. He was a plow person or something, and then he got killed, or
Yeah, it's something like that.
his soul went into a snowman, and he
Yeah.
had to play with his kid, or something.
Turned out his kid was a sadist and melted him with a blow dryer.
But
That's
then
what
there's
you want.
also another movie of the
That's
same
some
name.
transference, Jesse.
What?
There's another
What's that
movie of
supposed
the
to
same
be?
name.
What is that supposed to be, you son of a bitch?
There's the
Yeah,
other
I
Jack
like that.
Frost movie that doesn't have Michael
The
Keaton
horror
in it.
one.
I love that movie. That's
It's
so bad.
so stupid. I love movies like that.
Have you ever seen the comments online about Frozen? Like the Disney animated one?
I've never even seen that movie.
But there's another movie called Frozen that probably is just as bad, but is not for kids. But it's about people that get like stranded over a weekend on a ski lift.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
But the best, there's comments of people like posting the poster for that one and being like, you know what? Everybody said that that my daughter would love this movie Frozen. She's scarred for life now. And they put the picture of the horror.
Well, then you're
Frozen
the worst
one.
parent ever. If you're that stupid, take that kid away from you.
Yeah.
That doesn't say Disney anywhere. What if you had a kid?
I may.
Oh. What would his name be?
Who says it's a he?
What would her name be?
Who says it's a her?
What would it name be?
I don't know.
What would it name be?
Hi, my name's It Namby.
I've already decided if I ever have a kid, he's going to be named Steve with a silent 7. STE7VE.
Well, then you're an idiot.
No.
I think
genius.
I think there's actually laws against putting numbers in someone's name.
What about dashes, hyphens?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can do those.
There was that girl. There was that one about like the teacher was doing roll call or something,
Yeah.
and she's like,
We know where you're going with this. Yeah, we've all
It's
heard
la
this before.
dasha.
Yeah, we've all heard this before, BJ. The dash ain't silent. Very funny joke.
You get it?
Yeah, I get
You
it.
get it?
Yeah. Yeah, we all get it.
Yeah.
I get jokes.
No, you don't.
Can I?
Nope.
Yeah.
Knock, knock.
Hi.
Jesus Christ. Hi. Hi.
Hi. Who's there?
I don't get jokes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, that's
Oh, I don't. I don't get jokes.
right. You don't get jokes.
You don't
Chicken
get
puree.
anything.
You
You
can't
gotta
have.
stop doing that.
can't have-
That's the.
I
Oh
wish
my
I could
God.
remember that sound that was more annoying than your sound.
Oh, you.
I can't.
What sound are we talking about that I do?
Oh, the one when I play a song.
Oh, you.
Mark does this thing where he'll harmonize with the song that I play because I like the song. That's why I'm playing it. And then Mark ruins the song forever. Do it.
Yeah, it's just like it's hard to do without a song playing. When he likes a song with this band Brad
Yeah.
or whatever, and I'm doing it, I'm just like
And it's just like, and now every time I hear that song, I'm like, God damn it!
You're just waiting for me to kick it.
Yeah. It ruins this.
Mark, the ruiner of songs.
The next time you're driving in a car and someone's playing a song, just start doing that to the song. He does it better.
Oh my God.
What are you looking at?
A man who was sentenced to 20 hours of Beethoven after being caught for playing rap music too loud as an alternative to a full fine. He only lasted 15 minutes before leaving.
What?
I don't know. I'm reading Today I Learned stuff. Every time Pac-Man eats a regular dot, he stops moving for 1 frame, 1/60th of a second, slowing his progress by roughly 10%, just enough for a following ghost to overtake him.
Wow, that's interesting. I used to love playing Pac-Man.
Used to?
I
If you were to play it right now, you still love it?
Fuck
Fucking
yeah.
not.
I'd kill it.
Fucking boring shit.
No, Pac-Man's awesome.
No, if it was a first-person shooter, that would be awesome.
First-person Pac-Man?
Yeah.
So you like...
That would actually be the worst first-person shooter of all time. Because your view would just be obscured by, like, giant glowing orbs the whole time. You're like, this sucks. What am I doing?
And your mouth would get in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're eating balls.
Would you stop staring at
Balls.
me? Yeah, I get it. I get it. It's not funny.
Balls.
Oh my god.
Bob Denver allowed Make-A-Wish kids to rescue him from an island in full Gilligan costume.
Oh, wow.
So
Is
he
he
was
still alive? I thought he died in a plane wreck.
No, I think he died. What? No, that's John Denver.
Oh, yeah, that did happen, didn't it?
You could tell that I wasn't Solid on my facts right there.
If you know what I'm saying.
Huh. Apparently, the female equivalent to the word phallic is yonic.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'd like to do things to your yonic that I wouldn't do to a farm animal.
You're going to Google yonic?
What? No, I'm just gonna.
There is a condition nicknamed Stoneman syndrome that converts damaged tissue to bone in the body.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have that?
Yep.
Here's one for the season. The X, as an abbreviation for Christ, as in Xmas, dates back at least 1,000 years and has nothing to do with secularists. Secularists. That was a hard word.
What was his superpower? You know, because he was an ex.
Oh, miss.
You got what was it?
Was Christ the original mutant?
No, I think it was Patton Oswalt had that joke about how Jesus has the lamest superpowers. He can walk on water, but yet he's a necromancer.
Yeah.
Yet he can turn food into more food. So, like, you know, if we ever need more, if you ever have a picnic, we'll give you a call.
You can turn water to wine, man.
Yeah.
Could have a party. Be like, hey, we found all this water. You can now get drunk out of the toilet.
That'd be the worst toilet ever.
Well, if it was used.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. That'd be pretty bad, actually.
How was that wine the other night, Mike, when you drank it?
Pretty awesome. Phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, I've gone through like a bottle and a half already.
Wait, is that like the wine you were talking
No,
about
that's
that
the
one
wine.
time?
The wine that almost killed me that one time. I mean, the reason it didn't almost kill me this time is because I drank it on a full stomach as opposed to an empty one. And I didn't drink so much of it in such quick succession. It's pretty good. It's a good wine.
All right.
Yeah.
BJ,
Hey,
what are you doing?
Yeah. Good music to listen to Bardo Pond, too.
Perusing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like you can
perusing
surf.
facts.
Yeah. Sipping on some scissor. Sipping on some scissor. Yeah.
Sitting over 11 hours a day results in a 40% higher chance of dying from anything.
Wait, what?
Should we do the podcast standing from now on?
Yeah. Dude,
I actually don't know if we're in frame anymore.
you non-cooperative piece of garbage. Sit.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Stand up. Stand up. Stand up.
Sit up!
Yeah, sit up. No, sit up and then stand up.
I don't give in to peer pressure.
Pure pressure?
40%. Ah! Okay, I'm sitting down. You're lucky I'm wearing a cup. North Korea's illiteracy rate is 100%, according to the CIA.
That's kind of convenient.
Well, if you're going to run a country...
And that country is literally run by a James Bond supervillain. It's insane.
It's run by it's run by the fat kid from high school.
Yeah.
That kid. The average weight for adult American men is 196 pounds. The average for women is 156.
Okay.
Have we literally run out of shit to talk
Yeah,
about?
like
Yeah,
what the
we
hell?
have.
What are we doing here? Like, I'm gonna find something to talk about, dude. Like, what haven't we talked about that we've done in the past couple of weeks, Jesse?
It's raining outside.
Yeah, it's a miserable night.
Avocados are an example of evolutionary anachronism. They
Spell it
evolved
for
in
me.
order to attract megafauna. A
You asked
large
Jesse to
animal
pronounce
would
that
eat
word.
the fruit
You know what?
carry
You're
the
fucking
seed in its digestive system.
megafauna. Well, Mecha Wahlberg's arch nemesis, Megafauna. Megafauna.
versus megafauna.
Oh,
Somebody needs to animate that.
and then just like leaves rustling. Megafauna.
The guitar player for Ring of Saturn quit.
Oh, that's interesting. Ew.
Well, we're all looking at our phones. I think it's time to end this charade.
What are you watching? That'll probably have to muffle because we'll get a copyright warning.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's free. It's a free mixtape.
Never mind then.
Okay, actually, yeah, take that out.
Here, we'll end on Jesse discussing this. In the Marvel Comics, Santa Claus is actually the world's most powerful mutant ever registered by the X-Men.
What?
In Marvel Comics, Santa Claus is actually the world's most powerful mutant ever registered by the X-Men.
You want me to say yes?
I didn't know if you knew that.
I've read that comic. That's what I'm thinking of.
He looks pretty badass.
Let me see. What year did that come out?
Oh, wow.
There's a lot of aliases. Let's see. I don't know what year the picture was from. It says Santa Claus, Earth 616.
I think in the comic I'm thinking of, they had a mutant in there that his only power was he could turn himself into any flavor of ice cream. That was a long time ago, if it's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you would have to be aware of that because, like, if you made yourself like Rocky Road, you couldn't necessarily like slide yourself under a door frame because of the chunks. You know, it's chunky, so you want to go with a straight vanilla bean. You know, But if you wanted to like,
well, why don't you just go straight vanilla? Like, if you do vanilla bean, is that only because you want to have like some texture to you?
yeah, I mean, I'm
a vanilla bean guy.
Yeah, me
I
too.
love vanilla bean.
I mean, as opposed to just straight boring vanilla.
Yeah, vanilla beans.
I'm
When
a
I go to
chocolate
when I go to
kind
the
of guy.
grocery store tonight, I'm gonna get some fucking vanilla bean, and I'm gonna get some chocolate sauce.
Yeah. I've been on a big what is it, Breyer's chocolate chip kick lately. I like to get it and mix in a little milk with it.
I didn't even think you liked ice cream.
I eat ice cream all the time.
I love ice cream.
I'm not a big sweets person at all.
Yeah.
I don't like sweets.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No.
Are you just waiting here for Armand to show up to do his fucking vocals?
Yeah, that's what it looks
Oh
like.
yeah,
man.
Rosetta's been demoing
you're
vocals.
You're supposed to be, like, fucking controlling this
Can
podcast
I try out?
here.
Can we try out?
Yeah.
You guys are trying out new singers.
We are. We're trying to replace him.
Oh, yeah.
You should get to do a prank on Armand. You should get, like, every time he shows up to the studio, have a lead singer from another band just walking out.
For some reason, Axl Rose is there at one point.
Yeah.
Thanks, Axl. We'll get back to you. Hey, Armand!
What's up, buddy?
How's it going? Ignore him. All right.
There was a person shuffling in the hallway. I heard it distinctly. Let's kill it.
Good night, everybody.
I'm Mark Pennington.
I'm me.
Oculus is on Netflix. Watch that shit.
Very good movie. And watch Black Mirror. It's
No,
very, very good.
Don't watch Black Mirror. It's too good. You don't deserve it.
Yeah. I have to take a 3-hour break between episodes of Black Mirror.
A
because
3-hour
it's
tour.
A 3-hour tour. A 3-hour
3-hour
tour. A 3 tour.
Good night.
Bye.
Don't vote Tory.
Yeah, you don't even know what that means. You never lived in the UK.
Are we still recording?
Yeah.
God damn it. Sorry.
We are recording?
I haven't gotten up and turned it off yet.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for listening to the More Better Narrative podcast. Find us at mbnpodcast.com or on iTunes. For more information, visit us on Twitter or Facebook at mbnpodcast.com or email us at morebetternarrative@gmail.com.